What's up, YouTube? It's Getting the Van here, and I'm here to do Kimi no Machi chapter review of chapter 220. I felt like doing this one because it's actually a significant one, and we finally figured out why Akari did what she did. It starts off, they're all sitting around talking about, oh my god, I can't believe Akari's getting married, and then they're talking about, about that, Kanzaka is going to be sisters with her because it's her brother, all this other stuff, and then the girls have to leave, they all have to go do something, and they're all talking, and then as they're leaving they're talking about what they're going to be wearing and all that such, and and then Haruto and Takashi just look at each other and they're like, let's go drinking, and then they're like, yeah. So they're drinking, and Haruto says something that I found kind of cool, is that that was the first time I actually enjoyed a beer, which makes you feel that like all the other times that he's drank, he's just done it to put on a show and not actually wanting to. So there's some stuff down there. And so they start talking, and they're like, so be honest, what do you think of the marriage? And they're all like, it's great. And then they're like, no, it's not. And they're indecisive bitches like they normally are. And they keep drinking and they keep talking, and they're like, oh, we both love our girlfriends. Yeah, I don't have it in me to cheat on mine, me neither, but it's just not cool. It just keeps coming to, it's just not cool. They're talking about that Takashi's like, oh, someone's getting closer to Akari than we are, and and then Takashi says, oh, I had a crush on Akari, and Haruto is like, oh, why didn't you confess? And he's like, I know she would turn me down, and I knew that Akari has always been in love with you. And this is when Haruto starts to starts to remember all the times that what Akari's done, just like kissing him and just all this other stuff. And then Haruto denies it, but then once he starts remembering, he's like, well, the truth is, yesterday Akari told me she loved me. And then Takashi was like this cheeky son of a bitch. He's like, oh, I know, I put her up to it. And he's like, what? Why would you do that? She's like, and he's like, to get the feelings out of the way so she wouldn't regret it for the rest of her life. And Haruto is like, oh man, Haruto is just like, man, it wasn't trouble, he's like, I was sweating bullets seeing her naked and asking me to sleep with her. And Takashi's like, what? I didn't tell her to do that. And then he's like, and then Haruto's like, what? And then he's like, well, what did you do? And then she's like, ha ha ha. And then he's like, that's why you feel better, because you slept with her. And he's like, no, I didn't. Then why was she naked? All this other stuff. And Takashi's like, Takashi is like, is saying that, you saw her nipples and all this other stuff, and and they basically, and then Akari was telling her, talking to her mom, and talking and saying that she'd do the dishes when she was married, and her mom's like, oh, did you tell Takashi and Haruto? And they're like, yeah, pretty much. And then she gets a message, and it's those two idiots saying, it's not cool that you're getting married, we're sad now, you son of a bitch. And they're so dumb. I thought it was a good chapter. I thought that the chapter, had meaning and such like that, and it finally got the reason why Akari confessed to her, because Takashi's a sneaky son bitch. He's sneaky, and all this other stuff, and it's good to I like those two. I like it when it's like just those two, because you really get to see the real side of Haruto, because what he thinks is kind of different from what he does, and what he says to Takashi, he just says and stuff. He won't say anything to Iba, or to Yuzu, Iba, or anything like that. So and I love Takashi as a character, so it's always good to see that. Where this is gonna go from now, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they'll fast forward to her wedding. I don't think so. Some random shenanigans probably gonna happen, and that's gonna be the end of it. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the chapter. What you think is gonna happen, all this other stuff. Stuff that I might have missed and such. But yeah, this is Kid in the Van, and I'll see you next time.